Peace, love, and divine light, y'all. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can. I'm always trying to fix my camera. All right, y'all. Let's see if I can. Sorry about the delay. Hey, y'all. Peace, love, and divine light, y'all. It's been a minute. Let's see if this camera is going to cooperate. I feel like it's not trying to cooperate. Okay, I may have to go and come back. Hey, y'all. Hey, Jim. I'm trying to make sure this thing stays, but it's not trying to cooperate with me. Okay, now if it can only stay there. I don't think it's going to. Okay, I think that's good. Hey, everybody. I'm going to give everyone a chance to come in because this is very much impromptu. I didn't give any heads up, so I'm going to give everyone a minute. Okay, so as you're coming in, you could just say where you're tuning in from. Hey, everyone. It's been a minute. I'm going to give you guys just a brief update and we'll see where, where the energy leads. We'll see where the energy leads. As you're coming in, if you could just tell me where you're tuning in from. Actually, I have to go grab something, so give me a second. All right, so you could just put in the comments where you're tuning in from. Who's that? All Allie? Or is that all? Let me know where you're tuning in from. Margaret from Texas. I missed y'all. I missed doing the lives. I took I guess you could say I took a brief pause. I had a lot of things that I was working on. Mostly like family stuff. Okay, mostly family stuff. And I just realized that, since I started this channel, I have actually never taken a break that long. So, it was definitely much needed. I had to take care of some family things, some very important, family related issues. I'm not going to go too much into, the ins and outs of the things that I had to take care of, but I definitely did miss y'all. And if you notice, I tried my best to post some things while, I was not able to post every day. And there was a time where it really got down to, okay, I really, I couldn't post at all. So if you notice that I hadn't posted, I was definitely taking care of some much needed, business related to family, related to just like self-care that was definitely needed. So, I hope y'all are doing the same, taking care of yourself, taking care of, much needed family related stuff. Hi, Loretta. Thank you. Third Eye, shout out, member. Moran, good to see you. Jem from England, good to see you. I know, right? Yeah, how dare I? I know I talk about that all the time in the lives, in the videos. And I just realized, I was like, wait a minute. I've, and it hasn't even been that long that I started the channel. Um, but, and there's this thing, and if you do, like, if you're a content creator, this, there's almost like this, it's like the way the algorithm works. It just requires you to always constantly be giving, okay? And, and it's like, if you're someone who's getting like, views and stuff, your views also depend on how often you post. And it almost becomes like this thing where it's like, it requires you to constantly be doing something in order for you to stay afloat, if you will. And if you're not one of those people that know how to say, okay, I need to take a pause, you can easily just be, you can easily find yourself just constantly always giving of your energy, because that's just how this algorithm thing works. And so, and if if you, and the minute you stop posting anything, it's like the way the algorithm works. All of a sudden, your subscription, it doesn't go up as high. It's a very weird situation with being a content creator. So I definitely had to take some much needed time just to step away. Again, I tried to, as much as possible, to post, just a few things as much as I could, but my energy was just like, okay, you definitely need to take some time to yourself. So I was definitely thinking about y'all, and I couldn't wait to come on here and post a video just to give you guys an update on what's been going on. Some of you could have been wondering, oh, did she stop? Did she stop posting? Is she no longer doing this? That's not the case at all, okay? I have not stopped. In fact, I have come back stronger than ever. And what I notice is that usually when I take time off, and honestly, it's never really time off, because I don't consider this like a job. Like, this is a passion for me. I love to do this. To tell you the truth, I don't really get paid for it. I'm led to do it. It's part of my spiritual journey, and I feel like I've built a very strong community, and that I really appreciate very, very much. So this is definitely, oh, you said you'll deplete yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. You can definitely deplete your energy if you're not careful. So I'm gonna see if I can read some of the comments. Do you guys have any questions for me? I'll do like a brief Q&A, and then I have some very specific things that I wanted to address, that I'm going to address here. So let me just see. And anyone who has not tuned in yet to the live, I know sometimes it takes folks like a minute, to get the notification. Sometimes the notifications don't even show up at all. Unfortunately, that's also part of, this YouTube algorithm thing. Like, sometimes you could press notification, it doesn't notify you when a live is happening. It's really like a lot of weird stuff. We all back. Yes, we are. Oh, Richard, thank you all. I definitely want y'all to know that you have contributed so much to my spiritual growth, so much so that you may not even know, or it may not be apparent, and I may not say it enough. Yeah, it's definitely a reciprocal thing. And I'm still like really amazed with how, you know, we can form a community of people. Right now we have 22,000 people, a community of 22,000 people from all over the world. I'm still amazed by that, and definitely always humbled by technology's ability to, bring us together. So yay, Ali. Oh, thank you. You said, Ali, you said we feel your love. Definitely feel y'all love too. Thank you so much. Um, Thank you, Third Eye. Yes, absolutely. So, if there are no questions, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So if there are no questions, I do have something that I want to share with y'all. And this this is coming from like some news that I heard or I saw. Um some news that I saw on Facebook. And honestly, I'm not sure anymore, what is considered real or fake news, and that seems to be the thing, with this AI business. It's becoming a lot more challenging to see and decipher what's real from what's fake. And if y'all recall, we talked about this. Like, it's almost like that. I think we talked about it in readings. We talked about it in lives previously. It's this push and pull. It almost seems like this fight, where you have two sides that are fighting. One side is artificial, okay? One side is what's artificial, what's not living, what's not of nature, and then you have the other side, which is what's natural, what is of nature, what's living, okay? And I bring this up because I saw something that is considered some sort of a news, right? I said some sort of a news because I'm still not sure if it's true. Okay, so while scrolling through Facebook the other day, I saw a news regarding, um, and this is another one of those Hollywood things, y'all. Like, I don't know what's going on with Holly Weird, as they call it, but day by day, it seems to be getting just weirder and weirder. The news that I'm hearing and this, that. Okay, so let me just get to it. Okay, so I saw something in the news regarding Denzel Washington. Okay, Denzel Washington, who has a son who's now turned into, I don't know if it's a daughter who's turned into a son, and now it was just some like crazy stuff. Like, and it prompted the question, is like, why is it that a lot of these so-called stars in Hollywood are now, it's like all this stuff is coming out about them. And it was really shocking for me because I've always loved Denzel Washington as an actor. If you know, like there was a time where, and I think it's still the case where a lot of women still find this guy attractive, and they go to the movies to watch his movies. And it was really disturbing for me to see kind of like a pattern of what's happening with these stars and their children and how they're turning. And the reason why I say this is because I don't know, can anybody confirm that? I'm not sure if anybody can confirm that, but I've seen a couple of different things that kind of like points to that direction. The reason why I'm even bringing this up, right? And y'all know that I don't really get involved in all that Hollywood stuff, Holly weird stuff. the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I seem to see a pattern. Okay. Um, because right before that news clipping of Denzel and what's happening to his so-called daughter, who's turned into a son that's married to, someone who's both male and female. Right before that, I saw something, like a news clipping about Jaden Smith and pictures of him that can't even really identify who he is and what he is. And I'm like, what's happening with these children? Like, for me, um previous to seeing these things, I had like received various news sources that have talked about the weird things that these stars are doing, and not only the weird things that they're doing, but the weird things that they're doing with their children. And for me, oh no, all you said, Denzel's daughter is a stud. She walked the red carpet with her partner. Okay, so it is true. It is true. Um, like I had I had received news regarding Will Smith, and all these other, like, like black actors that are involved in a lot of really, really weird stuff, right? I had received news about that, and at first it was really challenging for me to even believe that, oh my gosh, Will Smith, no. Um, and then, the news came on about Denzel. I was like, no, okay, now this really has to be fake news, because now you gone too far. This was my reaction. I was like, you're not gonna talk about Denzel like that. Then, nope, nope. That was my reaction when I saw this. And the more it's like, I waited and I watched and I saw things like unfold. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is really happening. And this has been happening where these folks in Hollywood have these secret lives that they're leading. And this is not about what they do, privately. Like, that's their business. For me, this is why I'm deciding to adjust this here, is because of the children. For me, this is what it's about. Okay? When you do your stuff, okay, as a parent, okay, you grown, you can do whatever. You choose to do whatever, that's your business. Now, when the children gets impacted, that's where I draw the line. Because I feel like these adults have had a chance, they had a choice to live their life the way they choose. And these children, really, it seems like they never had a chance. They were just thrown into these situations. Um, you know, situations, meaning like, and I'm not sure if there are, children watching this, but you talking about really weird stuff, like, like human trafficking and a lot of stuff happening to these children at a young age. It's almost like they get indoctrinated into this world of artificialness that's being created. They get inducted into that at a young age, and then it's almost like they start to become the poster children for what society essentially, um for what these weird folks want society to look like in the future, right? Like, whatever it is that these adult actors are doing, and then they get their children involved. I almost feel like, they sell their soul, and then they decide in the process to also sell their children. Okay, because now their children becomes like the poster child for what it's going to look like to live in an artificial world. Because now it's coming to a point where you can't distinguish man from woman. You can't distinguish man from woman. There's no there's it's coming to the point where you're not supposed to distinguish male from female. Like it almost seems like there is no such a thing. Like the fact that the fact that nowadays people put, even on their resumes, people have to put she, he. I'm like, what kind of a world are we living in here? Like you literally have to distinguish. You have to tell me, who you are, because like that's just how things have become. And what's even weirder about this is that they're selling this stuff to people who have traditional views, who have traditional ways of seeing things, who believe more in a natural way of being. Like they're selling this to folks and making it seem, and when I say folks, it's more so they're selling it to the younger generation. They're selling this ideology to the younger generation, making them think that this is normal. Like it's like you're supposed to accept this, and it's okay to accept this. It's okay for you to choose to be this or that, even though naturally by nature you were created this way. And I know that there's a lot of like in betweens with this, and folks are definitely going to be in the comments saying, well, what about those folks that are born with, male parts and female parts, but then they like it's a whole lot of that too. It's a whole lot of that too. And my thing is like, why is it that there seems to be an agenda that's trying to convince everyone to be okay with this new way of thinking, right? With this way of thinking where you're not able to distinguish who is who. You're not able to distinguish male from female. In fact, I also saw this thing that was saying that, and again, it might be fake news, but I do believe that there is a general agenda that's trying to like convince the general population that male and female are not supposed to be together. Like that's not the natural order of things. So believe in what you believe in, right? Believe in what you believe in. Yet we have to think about also the future as it relates to this ideology, this new way of thinking that's all of a sudden it's being pushed on us, right? We have to think about the future as it relates to that. Like it's becoming a lot more normal for people to think that men and women are not supposed to be together. In fact, like a lot of people are more so thinking, oh, okay, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, I can do it all by myself. Okay. It's that energy. Now think about how that's going to impact the population. And part of me thinks that's what it's meant to do. It's meant to decrease. It's a form of population control, if you will. Okay. And I'm even going to go a step further. Okay. Especially for people of African descent, it's a lot more relevant in those populations where many of us are not even aware that that's the agenda that's being pushed on people of color, is that, we're not supposed to be coming together as man and woman. Like it's for me, and this is my personal opinion, it's a form of population control where folks are basically doing the work, themselves. Whatever agenda existed nowadays, with the way things are going, like people of color are being taught, okay, whether you're a man or a woman, that they don't need each other. That the man can take a man, the woman can take a woman. Forget procreation, forget having children. Like everything is artificial. Like folks are not even like folks are not even having children the old fashioned way anymore. Okay? Like we talking about artificial, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Artificial insemination, da 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 da, this and that. Um and it almost seems like, whatever agenda is taking place, it's disrupting the natural order of things, I think, on a global scale. Yet specifically what I'm seeing is this is specifically the case for people of color, and it's a form of population control. And many of us are not even aware of it. Many of us are not even aware of it. Many of us are still asleep to where it's becoming, it almost seems like they're trying to teach you that it's second nature. Like this should be what you should accept. You should accept this. And there's a problem if you don't. You get called a lot of names if you don't accept this. If you are someone who believes in a more natural way of being, okay, you get called all kind of names for promoting the natural instead of the artificial. So it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And again, the reason why I brought this up is, for me, the children have always been the concern. Okay? You could do whatever you want, but don't mess with the children. Don't mess with the children. Give them a chance. Give them a chance to see what natural looks like. Okay? Give them a chance. Like, don't push this agenda on them so much so that you disrupt their chance of living, of procreating, of creating, or of continuing to create what's natural. Like, don't mess with the children. Okay? You got these parents out here like doing stuff that have no business, I was gonna say they got no business being parents, because how could you do this? How could you do this to the children who are coming up? Like what like they never it's like the children, they never had a chance. The children coming up, I feel a sense of like sensitivity for the children coming up, because it almost seems like they were never given a chance. They're not supposed to. And again, I'm going to emphasize, especially children of color, children of African descent, okay, black, brown, yellow, whatever. They never have a chance, but especially children of African descent. That agenda has always existed. That agenda has always existed. And I think a lot more people are beginning to see this that didn't see it before. And people are becoming a lot more sensitive to the needs of the children. I'm not sure why this person's name is coming up in my mind, but I saw this young lady on social media, and she's actually the person that I saw a video on her. And you know how stuff just like pops up in your feed or whatever? This young woman by the name of Allie Carter, you may have heard of her, who has like all these atrocious stories of what happened in Hollywood. And I didn't want to believe it, especially when she started talking about Denzel Washington. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, you better get Denzel Washington's name out of your mouth. That's what I was thinking. I was like, you better get Denzel Washington's name out of your mouth. I was just like, no. And then when this thing came out, I was just like, you see, like everything is revealed in time. It's becoming a lot more clear what's happening, with these I feel like they're cults. Okay, I feel like it's a cult. It's some sort of a sect. It's a, it's whatever it is. It's a pact that these people sign to become famous, to become known. Whatever pact they sign, okay, and some of it, I'm getting like blood ritual, okay, that they perform. It's all of it is in agreement, okay. They agree to feed some sort of a beast that exists, okay. And when I say beast, it could be figuratively, it could actually be literally as well. It could also be considered an ideology that's, taking over. Whatever it is, that pact, they signed it, they agreed, and that agreement that they made, it involved their children. Now that's where I draw the line. Why? Mm-mm-mm. That's where I draw the line. The children, like, do whatever you're doing, but keep the children out of it. And you see, speaking of children, children have such an innocence about them. They have such an energy of purity about them. Like the term zanj in Haitian Vodun describes the energy of the children very well. In Haitian Vodun, we call them marasa. That's the energy of innocence. That's the energy of the children. In Haitian Vodun, the marasa is a very powerful loi. Okay, you have marasa, you have jimo, you have so many different, terms that describe an energy that is extremely powerful, and it's used to describe this energy of innocence that exists, that energy of light that exists, is very powerful. And now when you take this energy of light that's supposed to be brought into the world, that's supposed to maintain a certain equilibrium, because that's also part of what the Malasa represents. It represents duality. It represents equilibrium. Okay, that's what that man, woman, like that's what we mean when we say the natural order of things. And so to me, when they're taking the children, they're literally in your face saying that they are blatantly disrupting the natural order of things. That energy of duality that the Magasa represents, which is the children. Okay, that energy of duality, man, woman, hot, cold, what essentially helps us to keep balance, they're disrupting the natural order of things. And when they are messing with the children, they're telling you straightforward that that's exactly what their intention is. When you go directly for the children, a lot of people may not get this, but that's exactly what they're saying. That they have come to disrupt the natural order of things. So you have these adults in Hollywood that sold their soul, that have gone into these contracts, that literally come to an agreement and say that I'm going to take part. That's what they're saying. That they're going to spearhead whatever is taking place to disrupt the natural order of things, to disrupt nature, to disrupt this equilibrium, the balance that exists. And so what do? They go for the children. They sacrifice them. They sacrifice their innocence. They take it away. All of it is ritual. All of it is ritual. Whatever it is that they're engaged in, all of it is ritual, like spells, magic, all of it. Like, and this is part of what I remember about this young lady, Ali Carter's testimony as well. She was speaking on these rituals that they would perform. Like, they would go into these rooms. They would go into these rooms and they would have these wheels and they would pin the children. Okay, Some of you, if you're sensitive, don't like close your ears. Okay, like cover them. They would pin the children to these wheels. They would put them on the wheels, without clothing. And she was witness to this because she experienced it. And they would basically treat them like objects. And they would, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And more I'm beginning to see, like with all the stuff that's being revealed, that, these testimonies, they seem to be a lot more factual. It's a lot happening, y'all. Yes. Allie, you said something about the school system. Oh yeah, the school system, like all they do is indoctrinate these children into like this belief system. Richard, you said the worst part is those rituals are opening astral spaces or room of torture. There's no space and time limitation. It's definitely normalizing. It's definitely normalizing, this pain, this energy of pain. It's taking away the energy of innocence, which I really do feel like is connected to the children. And I'm going to say this, like these organizations that exist that are supposed to be protecting the children, they're all involved. And they're going to be burning. Y'all going to be hearing news about them. And they've been functioning like this for quite some time. And the interesting thing is they've actually told us that they've been functioning like this. How do we know? Are you familiar with this movie called The Witches? Okay. There's a movie called The Witches with Angelica Houston. And in the movie, she is actually the Grand High Witch. Okay. Follow me here. She is the Grand High Witch. She spearheads an organization that's supposed to, it's like the organization has two faces. Okay, in the public eye, the organization helps children. Behind the scenes, behind the scenes, she takes the soul of children and turns them into creatures so that way the witches can feed their own personal energy. Like they've been doing this ish for a while. Like when they show you in the movie, okay, when they show you in movies these type of things and you don't want to believe it, they've been doing it for a while. And you have these organizations that have existed for quite some time under disguising themselves as organizations helping children. Y'all all are gonna burn for this. When you mess with the innocence of nature, when you disrupt what's natural, you're disrupting the natural order of things. And so I'm specifically speaking to those organizations that have hid under disguise, pretending to be organizations helping children. All of y'all. Department of Children and Families, DCF, all of y'all, whatever y'all called, whatever it is that you call yourselves, and you're supposed to be helping children, instead you're selling them. Y'all all are gonna burn. Because you've contributed to like the disruption of the natural order of things. And y'all are going to be hearing news about these organizations. You've already started hearing about them. Okay? And more you're going to hear one by one how they're going to be meeting their downfall. They already are, but you're going to be hearing about it because it's just time. Okay? And this is why there's been a lot of folks that have worked so hard to keep the chosen asleep, because they're the ones that are able to see these things, and they're able to speak the truth, because many of them have operated under the shadows for quite some time. And anyone that have attempted to talk about these things, they have attempted to put them asleep. And now with the awakening of a lot of the chosen, a lot of these truths can no longer be hidden. And you're going to be seeing this. Like, so many folks are going to come and testify against these very organizations that were meant to protect the children. You're going to be hearing testimonies from people, personal testimonies with accounts of them misusing and abusing their power. It's time for them. It's time for them. It's time for them to go. Okay? It's time for them to go. Because they're destroying, like, the innocence of these children. And again, like, for me, that's what it's always been about. Protecting the children, protecting the innocence that exists in our world, like protecting this balance, equilibrium. Third eye, you said big money. It part of it is about that. It's some spiritual stuff that they're doing. Like, whatever new world they're trying to create, y'all, it's not meant to include anything natural. And so that's why it's like part of their agenda is to destroy the innocence of children, because that energy is so powerful. It's a creative energy, like that Mahasa energy that we talked about, that acknowledges the balance and equilibrium of things. Okay, that's what the Ibeji, the Mahasa, represents. Duality, man, woman, equilibrium, balance. Without it, it's like the natural is disrupted. The natural is gone. That's their agenda. Or it was for quite some time. But many of them, they know that their time is up. And they're really, really big upset. You got some folks that they're not happy. Oh well. So, yes. It is time, y'all. So whatever it is that we get to do to protect the children, protect them at all costs. Okay? Protect them at all costs. Get in tune with that energy as well. I would say that that's part of how, if you're wondering, well, what can we do about it? All this stuff is happening. What can I do about it? What can you do about it? Get in touch and get in tune with, it's always nature, right? But specifically right now, what I'm getting is, like, get in tune with your childhood energy, with your childlike energy. Okay? Laugh more, play more. And I know for many of us that seems, childish. It seems like it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we also know that, like, folks that talk about the laws of manifesting and all that stuff, like, you draw in what you will, right? So get in tune with that energy. Again, laugh more, play more. Because whatever it is that's happening out there, you're not meant to be in an energy of joy. It's like it's meant to destroy all aspects of your joy. All aspects of your childhood or childlike energy. It's not meant to exist anymore. Like, you're meant to have a frown on your face and just, be a Grinch to everybody else. Like, nope. Do the opposite. Connect with your childlike energy. Connect with the Ibeji energy, the Maasa energy. Okay? Give life to that energy of innocence and play and joy. Okay? Richard, you said we have the most precious technology inside of us. Awakening to this will empower you to face the. Oh, that is absolutely, yeah. You do have everything, and this is how I'm interpreting what you said, Richard. We have everything within us, okay, to take on whatever's out there. Like, you know, believe it or not, they're they're only as powerful because a lot of folks don't know how powerful they are. Like, that's why they tried so hard to convince you that you were less than, because the game is up here, it starts up here. The more in tune you are with how powerful you are, the less powerful they become. The more you are in your knowing, the less powerful they become. They lose their power. They're losing their power minute by minute, second by second. Okay? And for some of y'all that are saying who they is, if you know, you know. Wendell, you said we can visualize on a collective level, and that works. These hidden evil power structures are destroyed and exposed right now. Oh yeah. Visualization is powerful. It is powerful. Like this right here, that is your tool. Okay? You have societies, organizations that used to have the power to be able to think of things and make things happen at will. And I believe we still have that power. We just need to get back in tune, in alignment with that. That ability to think of something, to think of, I mean, the powers that were, that's how they functioned. They thought about it, they started realizing it, and so what makes you think that you can't? So visualize it, know that you have the power to create a different society. You have the power to maintain this energy and balance of nature, all right, that they have tried so hard to remove. Okay? All right, y'all. Let's see if there's any other questions. Richard, you said we're living in multiple dimensions. The only part in us that can access them is our awareness. Just look and notice how you are working. It will deepen you and you will know more dimensions. Awareness is the thing. Awareness is the thing. What is the saying that the young folks say? Stay woke. Okay, stay woke. That's speaking on awareness. That's why many of you were for quite some time, whatever power structure was destroyed in the last like 2-3 years, they must have been doing some stuff, y'all. Because I noticed that a lot of folks' eyes, it was a major tower. It was a major tower of like magic, spell work. Like they were working overtime to keep the masses asleep. They were doing a lot, y'all. And whatever power structure, went down, it changed a lot because a lot of folks, became a lot more aware. It's like all of a sudden folks just woke up. Hey Puma, good to see you. So stay woke, y'all. I know that kind of sounds like a poster that you've seen somewhere. Stay woke, my friends. You said, can I learn to speak light like you do? What language is that? What do you mean? Speak light. I can interpret what you're saying. Ali. Perhaps what you're saying is you feel like you have a truth that you want to speak. Oh, when I was talking about children. Okay. So are you specifically saying like you feel like you want to be able to speak your truth? Like you feel like you're not able to speak your truth? Is that what you're saying? Um if that is what you're saying, Ali, believe it or not, doing comes by doing. That may not make sense. It comes by doing. The more you do it, the more you become it. Like you already have the light within. And so speaking the truth and being able to feel freely enough to speak the truth, it comes by just doing it. Like you can say um you can say you're going to do something. You can say that you want to do something. Unless you actually put the words into practice, then it's like it just becomes words. So it's the thought. You already have the thought, right? You think it, and then you put the action behind it. And the more you do it, the more strength you gain. It's like building a muscle, right? Okay, like if you're someone that works out, what you'll notice is that the more you work out, the more you have this adrenaline, this rush to want to continue to work out. And what you start to notice is that your muscles become a lot more defined. Now, if you by any chance take some time off, okay, now, follow me here, okay, listen to what I'm saying. And we're just taking the example of working out. If you're someone who's used to working out, let's say you're someone that used to work out 3 times a week, and then all of a sudden you take this long break, 2 years, and you stop working out. When you come back, those muscles then are going to, it's almost like they're going to need to remember. And it's not like they didn't know before. They just need to remember how to do it. You just need to remember, Ali. Okay? And the fact that you thought it speaks to a reality that already exists in you. So your energy just needs to remember. Just like someone who's working out, right? Who takes a pause and comes back, and then their muscles start to become sore because it's like they're like, wait, what is this? I think I know what it is. Oh, okay, this push up. Yeah, this feels familiar. But yet, when you go to sleep like 2 days later or the day after, you start to feel sore because your muscles they're trying to remember something that you used to do before. So the more you do it, the more you speak your truth, the stronger you become. And it's like you allow your spirit guides to come in to your life in a way that you haven't before. Okay, so I don't want to sound like I'm preaching because I feel like, I get into the zone and I'm like, wait. I got to make sure I don't sound like I'm preaching, y'all. I hope that makes sense. And Ali, I hope that helps you. Yeah, third eye, you said brain is a muscle. Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. No, I don't want to preach, third eye. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. That's the last thing I want to do is sound like I'm preaching to y'all. I really don't want to, but not but and I know what it's like to have information, and I get excited about information that especially is helpful. Okay, so I don't want to preach. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching. I just hope that helps. So thank you, y'all. I just realized I've been on here for an hour, and I have some other things that I want to do. I'm actually going to do another live where I do a reading because I haven't done one in such a long time. So Allie, you said, I actually mean though, like what language were you speaking those light words talking about balance and innocent child energy? Um, I think I was speaking English. I I don't know, unless I said something in another language. I may have mentioned the Marasa, the Ibeji. Those are terms that refer to like the energy, like, you know, childhood energy, the energy of innocence. I may have said that. In Haitian Vodun, we talk about the Marasa. And the Ibeji, I believe, is Yoruba. Okay, yeah. So those are just terms that refer to childhood innocence, childhood energy, that energy of balance, the twin energy that we speak of. All right, y'all. I am going to sign off the live. Thank you, everyone who participated in the live. I am going to sign off. Thank you. Stay tuned, because you could definitely look forward to more videos. And thank you again, y'all. All right. So peace, love, and divine light. See you next time. All right. Thank you.